So just a quick update on the roof mould itself. As you can see, the roof mould is now made, and the outer skin has actually been made to the thickness of what we needed. The wood backing now, the wood support is now being put on by Ray. Ray's now fixing those on. So the reason we have to do these is so that the mould can be stored nicely. When you turn this mould upside down, which is the right way up, this then stands on the woodwork, and the woodwork then supports the mould all the way from one side to the other, stopping the mould from warping and going out of shape. So yeah, that basically, once this is cured, all this fiberglass which Ray's now applying, once that's secured by tomorrow morning, if the weather permits, we will be trimming it at some point, and then the mould will just need a little bit of we'll need a flip upside down, strip the original roof out, take the flanges off, and then buff and polish the internal area inside the mould, and we can start looking at actually laying up a carbon fibre roof skin. So that's obviously the carbon fibre we have, and yeah, that's going to be exciting. Very, very excited to see what the first roof skin looks like coming out of the mould. So that's the roof mould. I'll just pause the video now and take you through to the rear bumper mould and explain exactly what we do in regards to rear bumper as well. So as you can see, this is the rear bumper mould. She's a little bit dirty just because Ray's been making a fiberglass item out of this mould, but the mould itself is made out of I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts in total. The reason we have to make this mould out of 5 parts is so that we can actually get the bumper out once it's made. So the reason we need to get the bumper out and we have to make the mould in different splits is, as you can see, this is a e30 M3 fiberglass rear bumper, and you can see where the split in the mould runs all the way down here. Now this is just one piece of fiberglass, but to be able to get this return, so this return basically comes up and laps over itself. If we hadn't put a split in the mould in this area, that piece would stop us being able to get this entire bumper out of the mould itself. So the mould itself has a split flange, as you can see here. If you can imagine, the actual flange returns over this area, so we wouldn't be able to bend the bumper to be able to get it out. So when we're doing a fiberglass part, we can literally just lay the fiberglass into this bumper, bolt all the flanges together, and lay the fiberglass into this item, and that then allows us just to unbolt the flanges and go ahead and lift the item out. Now, what all the flanges do is, the first part of the mould, as you can see, from this split all the way around to that split, makes the entire bumper shape. The next split then bolts on the very ends, as you can see on the mould, they bolt on, and that creates this part of the bumper. And then the next split actually bolts onto the inside of the mould, creating this shape up here, which is a return flange. Now, the original bumper itself had a return flange off the face of the bumper down, and then this on the inside of the bumper up. Now there's a bumper iron, which is a bumper carrier. The bumper carrier is what attaches on the inside of the bumper, and that basically holds the bumper mounts. So the bumper mounts then bolt through the bumper iron, and the bumper iron attaches onto the bumper. So what we're trying to do is mimic the original bumper as much as we can. So we have literally copied the original bumper perfectly, so that we know that everything will fit exactly like the factory bumper would, width-wise. I have got another one over here which is trimmed. I'll just grab that so you can see. You can see these are the other flanges to the mould. So you can see that shape, that return. So that shape and that return is the end of the bumper. So we bolt this flange onto that mould, bolt it down like this, one side or the other, just like that. Let me just get the camera around. Bolt it just like that, and as you can see, that creates this area here, so it finishes the end of the bumper. So we have to have a split in the mould to be able to remove the actual bumper out. The bumper then slides directly upwards. And the reason that these are so complicated the way they are is because what we want to end up with is an original, well, a fiberglass item which fits exactly like original. So as you can see, this is an M3 e30 fiberglass bumper. You can't tell the difference at all from the outside. This bumper has been made from this mould, and the mould was made from a brand new bumper, so we know that the bumper fits perfectly. You can actually use, and I will be using, original BMW toe eye, the bumper mount bolt covers, so you can still buy the covers from BMW. So we'll be using original BMW covers, but with a fiberglass bumper. Then you can see, if I lay this down and lay it up the other way, you can see why we have the flanges. So you can see the return. So the bumper actually comes along, turns 90 degrees. The inner bumper iron, which the bumper mount's attached to, then bolts to this surface and this surface. And that's what we're trying to create, is these two surfaces inside to hold the factory bumper iron. We can actually supply the bumper iron separately, or we can supply the bumper with the inner bumper iron as well, so that this bumper then mounts like original. We've also mimicked the inner bumper mounts. So as you can see, all three of those lined fiberglass mounts. There's a plastic bumper mount, which the original M3 has. What we've done is we've made all them from the original bumper so that you can use the original E30 inner mounts. So you can see one here actually being glued in. Once that fiberglass has all gone off, that whole area will be removed. The fiberglass will be made to the thickness that we need, and then once that's all done, everything gets trimmed, and you have a complete outer bumper skin, which is an exact replica of an original bumper. So our bumpers, unlike everyone else's, actually have all the internal inner mount works. You're able to use an original bumper iron, or you can use our bumper iron as well. The bumper iron is supplied with the bumper, so the only thing that you have to buy for this bumper is the little blanks to hide the bumper mount bolts, and also the side corner pieces. But the side corner pieces which go on either side the bumper here, we're now in the process of copying them as well. So we'll be able to offer a complete setup for the rear bumper, including all fixings and all inner mounts. So you can literally just slide this bumper on like a factory item and not have to worry about making inner mount works yourself. So that's basically what my company strives for. Parts that actually fit and are easy to fit. You know, we don't want to supply a part that the customer then has to spend, 3 or 4 days trying to fit, doesn't fit anywhere, doesn't line up. We know this bumper's straight, we know it fits perfectly because we fit it to the cars that we build ourselves, and we just want to be able to supply parts in fiberglass or carbon which fit perfectly. Alright, so I'll see if I can find a bumper iron. I'm just going to pause the video again and I'll find a bumper iron for you. So here's the bumper iron. As you can see, we're looking at a mirror image of the bumper iron. So when we fit this item, what you'll actually see is the inside of this white part. We're looking at this bumper iron from the back of the car, and this is basically a gel coat layup at the minute. The fiberglasser is in the process of making the actual part. So you lay the gel coat down, which is this white layer, and then once that's cured and tacky, you then go ahead and build up with fiberglass on the back side, and to the required layer that you need, the required thickness, and you end up with a part that you can actually fit. So this part actually fits inside the bumper itself. So I'll try and get a better picture. So this part goes inside the bumper, and it then allows the bumper to literally just slide onto the M3. So the M3 has these rear bumper mounts. This is an M3. So it has these rear bumper mounts on either side, and what they are is, they're literally just a steel mount. We actually make and sell those as well, so we can sell the bumper complete as well. We can sell these bumper irons as well, and we also sell the plastic parts that go on the side. We sell them in aluminium, so they're an aluminium curled bit, and the side of the bumper slides into them. So we sell those in aluminium, we sell those in steel, and then we can sell you a complete bumper as well. So that's the little talk about the bumper I wanted to do in the video, just to give you some idea of what's involved in making our parts. They aren't just an outside skin. Our parts are all internal mounts and fixings as original as they would be from the factory. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, likes. I'm sure you're about to hear the engine running. The good news is this week, Enz Lister's car has been running at the electrician's, and it's very exciting. The engine started first time, beautiful, ran sweet as a nut, and very, very looking forward to taking the car out for a test drive. Alright, so videos to come next.